It's very competitive to hire Messiah students. And as an employer, if you wait till they're seniors, you've probably waited too long. I have recruiters. I always encourage them to pursue the Messiah students. I know what we're going to get. I know the character, I know the service, I know the elements that we're bringing into our teams. It's very easy for me as a parent to entrust my students, my kids here, and as an employer, I'm thrilled to death to hire as many as I can.
One of the things that I've noticed is that Messiah students are very, very prepared when they're coming out of Messiah in terms of knowing what they're passionate about. I love the fact that, when we hire Messiah folks, I know exactly what we're getting values-wise. Honesty, integrity, doing the right thing. And a lot of those values are embedded in them at the college because of the environment and the effort the professors take in just pouring into students. And that makes a big difference because they're much better prepared when they're ready to graduate with those values. What I find is the business community is just searching for people with those values. So right off the bat, I feel like there's a big burden that's off us because we know we're getting the right match in terms of values. And one of the reasons I wanted to be part of creating LinkBank was to develop the next generation of banking leaders with those values that I've always operated with. And a number of them, not by accident, happen to be Messiah graduates because those values are embedded there, and I believe that they'll carry on that legacy of operating in a certain way.
About 12%, maybe even a little bit more, of our almost 90 people are Messiah alums. So there's a pretty big Messiah connection here. The thing that I really appreciate about Messiah students as an employer and as someone who speaks with them, who recruits them, whether for jobs or for internships, is their humility. They're very open, honest, and they just have a seemingly different perspective on the world that makes them really kind of cool to work with. I think one of the core differentiators with the Messiah folks that we have here is that right off the bat, there is an implicit, understood value system. We know that there's certain core tenets of beliefs that we share with folks coming from Messiah, and because those beliefs are there, we know that there's a founding value system that sort of like undergirds them.
Something that we really notice is the level of professionalism and career readiness that the Messiah students have, and it's something that really stands out. They're doing projects that are directly relevant, sometimes even for local and community businesses, that I think is something that's really special and unique and allows for students to actually take the hard skills that they're learning and be able to apply that. We have had Messiah students as interns. We've hired about 20% of our team as Messiah graduates are now full-time team members here at WebFX. So Bree graduated from Messiah in May of 2017. We actually hired her prior to her graduation, and she started like within a week of graduating.
When I look back, my first open house at Messiah, it was for the comm department. I remember like sitting there and just thinking how well versed they all sounded, like how mature. I'm like, they're only a few years ahead of me, and I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I'm not qualified to be here. Like, this is college, I guess this is the real world. Like, I can barely get up and give a presentation in high school. And I looked at myself then senior year, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I just kicked butt at that job interview. Who I was when I graduated high school was so different than who I was when I graduated college. So coming into a workplace like WebFX, to know that I made a difference and I kind of stood out to them, I feel like is a true testament to the fact that we have 30 plus like Messiah grads here, because we have all kind of taken the opportunities that Messiah gave us and ran with them.
Regardless of whether or not you have goals in mind that you're ready to pursue, or you have a lot of uncertainty about what those goals and interests might be, we want to start that conversation with you now. We don't want to wait until you're here. So we invite you to have a conversation with the Career and Professional Development Center during a visit day at Messiah, or through scheduling an appointment with one of our career coaches. We're so excited to meet you.